What if the conflict in the Middle East is entering its most dangerous phase yet? Over the past few hours, dramatic developments have unfolded across the region. Massive airstrikes, missile interceptions, emergency sirens, and rising tensions are all pointing toward a rapidly escalating situation between Israel and Iran. Reports suggest that Israel has launched a wide wave of strikes targeting locations linked to Iran, while at the same time, rockets have been fired toward Israeli territory from groups allied with Tehran. The situation is changing quickly, and what is happening right now could reshape the balance of power in the Middle East. But before we break down everything that has happened, make sure you like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss important global updates like this one. Now, let's take a closer look at what is actually happening. The Middle East has once again become the center of global attention. Over the last several days, tensions between Israel and Iran have intensified, leading to military actions that are now affecting multiple countries in the region. Israeli officials say their forces are conducting targeted strikes against what they describe as Iranian-linked military infrastructure. At the same time, rocket fire and drone activity from groups aligned with Iran have increased. Air defense systems have been activated in several areas, intercepting projectiles and warning civilians to seek shelter. While the region has experienced conflict before, analysts say the current situation could represent a new and more complex phase of confrontation. And as more details continue to emerge, the world is watching closely to see how far this crisis might expand. According to recent reports, Israel has begun a broader wave of strikes aimed at locations associated with Iran's military capabilities. These operations appear to include both airstrikes and limited ground activities near the northern border. Military officials have described these operations as targeted actions, suggesting that the goal is to strike specific facilities and commanders rather than launch a large-scale invasion. In recent days, Israeli forces have reportedly carried out focus raids in areas near southern Lebanon. These operations are believed to be aimed at dismantling command centers, weapon storage sites, and other strategic positions linked to armed groups operating in the region. Observers who visited the northern border area reported hearing continuous sounds of airstrikes and interceptions as defense systems worked to neutralize incoming rockets. Despite the intensity of the operations, there are currently no indications that Israel has deployed the massive troop numbers that would normally signal a full ground invasion. Instead, the strategy appears to rely on precision operations, using intelligence and air power to hit selected targets. However, even limited strikes can significantly increase regional tensions, especially when multiple actors are involved. At the same time these operations are taking place, rocket launches from the north have triggered alarms in several Israeli communities. Air raid sirens have sounded repeatedly, warning civilians to move toward shelters as defensive systems intercept incoming projectiles. In many cases, there are only a few minutes between the warning signal and the potential impact, meaning people must react very quickly. Residents in areas close to the northern border say that sirens and interceptions have become a regular occurrence over the past days. Israel's missile defense network, which includes advanced radar systems and interception technology, has been working continuously to track and destroy rockets before they reach populated areas. Military officials claim that a large percentage of incoming threats have been intercepted successfully, preventing significant damage. Still, the constant alerts have created an atmosphere of tension for civilians living in affected regions. But here's the important question many analysts are asking right now. Is this just another round of regional fighting? Or could it be the beginning of a much larger confrontation involving several countries? Because the next developments in this situation could have major consequences, not only for the Middle East, but for global security as well. So make sure you watch this video until the end, because the next part explains why experts believe the situation could escalate even further. The latest wave of strikes is not limited to one single location. Reports suggest that several areas connected to Iranian military activity have been targeted, including infrastructure believed to support missile development and weapons production. Military analysts say that operations like these are designed to weaken the ability of adversaries to produce and launch weapons in the future. However, these kinds of actions also increase the risk of retaliation. Over the past days, missile launches and drone activity have been reported in several locations across the region, including areas near the Gulf. In some cases, fighter jets have been seen intercepting drones before they could reach their intended targets. Videos circulating online show dramatic scenes of interceptions occurring high above cities and coastal areas. Although many of these threats have been neutralized, the sheer number of launches indicates that tensions remain extremely high. As with any major military conflict, civilians are often the ones who face the greatest risks. Human rights organizations monitoring the situation say that hundreds of people have been affected by the ongoing strikes. Reports indicate that casualties have risen significantly as the intensity of attacks has increased. Residents in some cities describe spending nights awake due to the sound of explosions in air defense systems operating overhead. Others have been forced to move away from areas considered to be high-risk targets. Governments in several countries are urging citizens to follow emergency instructions and remain alert as the situation continues to evolve. The escalating conflict has also drawn reactions from international leaders and military officials. Several governments have called for restraint and de-escalation, warning that a prolonged confrontation could destabilize the entire region. Military officials in the United States have stated that one of the key goals of ongoing operations is to prevent the spread of advanced weapon systems that could threaten regional stability. They have also emphasized the importance of protecting allied nations from missile and drone attacks. However, despite these statements, there remains significant uncertainty about how and when the conflict might come to an end. Some leaders suggest that diplomatic solutions are still possible, while others warn that the situation could continue for an extended period. Perhaps the biggest question right now is what comes next. While military operations continue and defensive systems remain active, there is still no clear indication of how the confrontation will eventually be resolved. Some analysts believe that both sides are attempting to send strong strategic signals without triggering a full-scale war. Others worry that the ongoing cycle of strikes and retaliation could spiral into something much larger if tensions continue to rise. For civilians across the region, the hope is that diplomatic efforts will eventually reduce the intensity of the conflict and prevent further escalation. But for now, the situation remains unpredictable. The Middle East is once again facing a moment of extreme uncertainty, with airstrikes, rocket interceptions, and rising military activity across multiple countries. The current situation has the potential to reshape regional dynamics. While leaders and military officials continue to monitor events closely, millions of people are watching anxiously to see whether tensions will ease or grow even more dangerous. One thing is clear: the developments unfolding right now could have long-lasting consequences for the entire region. If you found this update informative, make sure to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more global news and important updates. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think tensions will calm down soon, or could this conflict expand further? Stay informed, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.